Um, I low-key, I actually had a thing about Harry Potter set up to talk about, but now that I mention it, we might as well go on another good old Harry Potter tangent. So
The classic, the classic. That's a classic staple on this channel. The Harry Potter tangents.
Only OG fans will understand Harry Potter tangent. So they're making a show for HBO, and I'm not gonna watch it, but
possibly it hasn't been confirmed. It hasn't been confirmed.
Yeah,
it's in very early talks or something like that. So
until JK dies, I'm never going to watch anything with Harry Potter again. I'm not gonna play any of the video games. I'm not going to read any of the books. I'm done with it until she passes away, because then at that point she's dead. She can't get the money anymore. The money's going to go to her family, who I would hope doesn't share her views, or something along those lines. At that point I'd be like, oh, I would literally play every video game that I missed before she died and watch every movie I didn't watch before she died. The moment, like literally the day she passes away. I know this is morbid and a bit messed up, but I don't care. The moment she passes, I'm talking about the minute, I'm immediately jumping up and watching the third Fantastic Beasts movie. I haven't even seen the second one. But I wanted to talk about the other three schools that we know about that we haven't seen in the films. But we're supposed
real quick, just because I'm going to forget about this.
Right.
Ryan Coogler just announced that he's making a Wakanda television show on Disney+.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
So it'll be interesting. But I just had to let you know that because, it just happened, like, today. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. So, supposedly, Kestel Brucho is going to show up in the third Fantastic Beasts movie, which is the Wizarding School in Brazil. And we talked about this on that last tangent we had of how I want to see the other Wizarding schools, because there are 11 of them, but there are only 7 that we know of. And even then, there's a couple of the 7 ones that we know of I would love to see, for there to be like a show or a movie about them. Like the Japanese school is super interesting. I'm trying to see how to pronounce it. It is pronounced Mahutokoro. Mahutokoro. The school in Japan, it's like on an island off of Japan that people don't. It's like the Amazon. People don't know that it exists. It is like shrouded in invisibility magic, that type of stuff. And like the wizards wear robes that this is kind of messed up, but it shows like their grade. Imagine wearing a robe to where everybody knew what your grade was based on the color.
That'd be so messed up. Because I'd be walking around with a giant C- on my back every single day.
Yeah, it does it based on color. And if you do any type of forbidden magic, your cloak turns white. And that's how they know that you are like a criminal.
That's actually kind of cool. I would purposely do forbidden magic because like white costumes are like
it looks white.
The coolest thing ever. Like I would totally do that.
But and then there's one in Africa called Wagadu, and they don't use wands because wands were invented by Europeans, and it's like meant to enhance your magic. But in Africa, they just be out here twirling their fingers, like they don't.
Avatar: The Last Airbender, just like do some arm movements, and
I don't want to go too deep
so
because the reason I didn't put it on the podcast was because because there's a lot of other stuff I want to talk about, but I felt like I need to mention it a little bit because I do really like the universe that she created. I just don't like her, and I don't want to give her money.